Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Lamar Jackson on the road, big win versus Cincinnati. Fired up for this one. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. So before we dive into the video, a quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of this channel. If you dig the YouTube channel, you will love the Quarterback School Patreon community. Hop over there, get even more Quarterback School content. I appreciate your support. The link is in the video description. As for this video, let's get into it. Lamar Jackson, week 2, nice win on the road in the original Sin City. Down here to the bottom, the number 2, Beckham on a little out. I love the angle of him coming out of this thing. Crazy strong hands at the top as well. Outstanding from Lamar Jackson. I love this drop. So this shuffle tempo for me, hybrid footwork, you get to throw these outs with a hitch. So the timing of it works out. So again, on a lot of these videos recently, I feel like I'm talking a lot about connecting the perimeter depths with the timing of these drops. So he's going to shuffle and then he hits that back foot and is able to hitch or reset into the throw. And then down here, we're going to switch release this thing, run out of it. And then the thing to pay attention to at the top here is he doesn't fall out of this thing. He doesn't even come flat. He carves this thing back and comes back to the ball. So just a really, I love the design here. It looks like we're potentially working with a robust drop back game. Love the rhythm of it. Again, Lamar Jackson's got one of the better flicks ever. Just rips out of there. Great torque. But when you can partner that up with the rhythm and timing of that footwork. So I love this footwork. This is hybrid footwork to me. Shuffle, tight hitch and reset, and it's out. And the ball is a laser. Whoom, right up on him. Love it. Next one here. This is a little bit of a funky one. This ends up being a check down. I probably would classify this as a turn down. It's not quite as clear as some of the other turn downs that we've seen recently. But for me, we're going to fake the pump, draw, and then we're coming back to throw. Now, where is he looking? Okay, is he looking right one or left one? And in the end, does it really matter? So I'll let it play. Fake, right there. So at the top of his drop, is he looking at the end down here to the bottom or to the double move like comeback up top? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to tell you. To me, it looks like with just the depths of these routes, I want to guess that it's this as the 1 and then this as the 2, just because that's how most teams would play it, I would feel like. But the depths are a little funky. This one feels like it's a tick deeper than the in. So again, are they locked in precision-wise? If he's looking down here 1, I think we got to throw the ball. If he's looking this 1, this 2, I still think we could maybe get this ball. And again, am I splitting hairs, maybe being a little nitpicky? Potentially. We get a completion, but we got a chance for a chunk down here to the bottom. I mean, that's a lot of space down here to the bottom. It looks like he's looking there. You know, who knows with his feet. My thing with his feet is just he's always been a guy who pops up at the top of his drop. So, and I'll point it out right here. So he pops up right there. So if you could just keep that base right there, he eventually gets back to it. So he pops up and then he gets back to his base right there. We want to play in that base. If that's the base he could keep at the back, I feel like he could help himself so much and really, get to some of those throws a little bit quicker as opposed to pogo sticking this thing going whoop, whoop, back down. And he still gets a completion, gets it out of his hand, doesn't get hit. And again, we don't know the read, so we can't tell for sure. Pump, fake, I can't. It looks like he's kind of looking right. If he's looking right, I would say, man, let's get back to throw that into the backside on that second hitch. But I think he can't because he pops so high up. He boop, and then get down, throw the check down. But at the end of the day, I mean, we're still getting a completion. We're still going forward. It's not the end of the world. Just feel like we potentially missed a chunk there down the field. Next one here, I love seeing Lamar Jackson get a chance to play with like a cool passing scheme. So for me, this is just slant up top, spot down here to the bottom. It's what a lot of teams have run for a long time. It's felt like the Ravens have been behind in this kind of quick game action, this kind of like spread design. I think this has some like cutting edge elements to the check down as well. At the end of the day, it's just a slant. It's just one-on-one. It's 3x1 wing, move the back around, looks like RPO, and then we're able to take advantage of the one-on-one. They finally got some dudes on the perimeter. That's a lot of space in the league. That's a great slant window. Again, the linebacker type to that side is all the way in the A gap. That's a huge slant window in the NFL. Damn near every NFL quarterback is going to take advantage of that slant window with the backer in the A gap. Now, what is it paired with? It looks like it's paired with just what I would call spot. So slant, here's the spot, and instead of a flat check down and a swing or a flat nothing, it looks like this fullback type or second tight end is lead blocking on this little swing route. So I think I saw that. Saw the Cowboys do it on TV. I saw the Bears do it on their film, and Fields skunked one. But you could see here, if it wasn't there, so if this was 1 and it's not there, and this is 2, this would be a nice 3, 1, 2, 3 across the board if you're just playing out this thing if it wasn't there. But again, that's a lot of space. Take advantage of it up top. Free access. That's a handoff. Thank you. In fact, I would argue, it looks a little funky, almost like he catches it twice. This could be a bigger play. Hit him in stride. Big play down the field. And you can tell he's pissed, right? He thinks it should be a bigger play. But again, look where that linebacker is. See the linebacker on the hash? That's in the A gap. That's a big window to throw a slant, catch, throw. Boom. Nice. Next one here, 3rd and 10. This is a shame. This is a missed opportunity up top to the number 2. Inside fade. We gap him at the line of scrimmage. Jesus. Ford doing work. Miss him here with a foul ball. He can tell too. I think footwork wise here, this to me is as good as you'll see for why you don't want to heel click. And again, I think Lamar's ball comes out just a tick flat as well. I just feel like he's not as consistent as he could be and wants to be when he has this kind of footwork. And again, just watch the back. So keep that base. Don't come together. Heel click. Boom, right there. It's just hard to be consistent. It's hard to be precise when your base is not consistent playing quarterback. And so we catch middle field closed, what I would classify as like a special or the number 3 inside vertical. This looks like true inside fade as opposed to seam. And it looks like we're working like stops or hinges out here. And I mean, this is made to order. This is the matchup, press coverage. He gaps him at the line of scrimmage. This one hurts to miss. I mean, it was a nice day. It could have been an even better day with some of these big shots down the field. Look at that release. Oh my goodness. Do him dirty at the line of scrimmage. Yep. See ya. Oh, just give him a chance. No foul balls there. And again, for as long as I can remember, just been talking about his natural way he moves is so toesy and athletic back there. If he could just simplify it a tick right there, keep your feet just like that and get it out as opposed to that. It's unnecessary movement. It makes you hard to be consistent. And again, I know he's got some pressure in his face, but I mean, that's a wide foul ball. Man, that's a shame. That should be a touchdown. Next one here, 3rd and 3. This is a bummer on many levels. It ends up being a strip sack fumble. I think, this is one of those ones I'm sure Lamar would love to have back to where he could work the deep hook. Obviously, protect the ball, captain. But this to me is like triple pick. And so it's essentially double mesh, however you want to say it. I'm sure there's 8 billion different ways to say it. For me, this is a man call. So the first part, let's just talk through what the play is. We can talk about holding on to the ball. This is where the ball's trying to go, in my opinion, whether you call that a slide, a sneak flat, a hide flat, whatever. That's where the ball's trying to go. And really, you're trying to get that with essentially 3 picks. So pick, pick, pick. If that's not there, you're trying to get this shallow. So the under part of the mesh. Okay, so that's kind of 2. So 1, 2 versus man coverage. Now versus zone, we got a problem. It's 3rd and short. This is not a great play versus zone. What you'd probably want here is to have the shallow continue or kind of settle up it. Cert style. This ends up being like a crosser, and then this is where the ball probably has to go. The deep hook, 3. So this to me is 3 and really zone answer. So right here, you catch zone. You really only have one good option. I think it's probably there. Again, I get a little nervous saying that with a clicker and a marker. I know. But, the flat up top is not going to be there. You're not going to get any picks. Look at those 3 picks. Nothing. The deep hook, it's there. You know, I think he can work that and hit that. And if you would have asked him, he would expect to hit that. So no to the flat, no to the under, yes to the hook. Obviously want to hold on to the ball at the same time. We should be able to see it from the back potentially. 7 should be right over the ball. So no to the flat, no to the under, yes, there it is. You know, it looks like his eyes go down from how he's playing. There it is, right between the hashes. Throw it. You got to throw it. Now, maybe he's got a huge left guard and tackle on his grill so he can't see him. But you'd hope you could find a lane and throw that deep hook. Bummer. And even if he would have hit it, it looks like we get a holding penalty right here as well from the umpire on the left. Tough one. This is an interesting one for me. I felt like they came after Lamar at some weird down and distances. This is 2nd and long. They come after him essentially 0. For me, this is a missed opportunity to hit the post up top. Now, we're not in their offense. We are not in their quarterback room. We don't know for sure. It sure looks like he's looking to the tight end 1 and gets to the crosser 2 in a really nice 1-2. But the reality here is that it's probably not where the ball should go. Okay, so I'm not saying it's easy to do this. This doesn't look like 0 to me. This looks like quarters-ish to me, or quarter, half. These guys are coming from depth. You know, so it's not, I think of 0 as more birds on a fence. They're all going to be kind of along the same line. You're going to have this 1st and 2nd level defenders all up at the line of scrimmage. This is kind of coming from the heavens. But if you read this thing out, and I'm assuming that that's a post, this is a wheel, and this is that crosser, I would say most offenses would classify this as like an alert for special looks. Well, that special look would be quarters and 0, most likely. And this is 0. Now, I know that there's a safety right there, okay, but he's not going to be there. So you got to post-snap confirm what the coverage is and see it. It's not always easy to do. This is one of those ones you come to the film and you're like, damn, I had a touchdown and I missed him. Now, they come back and hit a post later, but this is one of those ones where we can throw this. We can see this and we can throw this. And it's just the reality of the film and learning from it. It's not an easy look. It's not an easy look, but it's also the NFL. It's also a completion. So it's not like the end of the world. And we've seen this now a few times where things that maybe were there downfield, we've still gotten completions. You can see, I don't think he gives the post a shot at all. It looks like he's trying to go 89 on the wheel. No. Crosser, yes. So, maybe that post is a clear for all I know in their system. I doubt it. I'd love to see that post thrown with a little bit better vision. Regardless, nice little chunk. 2nd and 3 here. I put this one on here just because I think it's important sometimes for these quarterbacks to be put in space and allowed to just do them. Like, the guy's a dynamic athlete with the ball in his hands. We're jumping over people. We're hurdling. The only thing I would add here is you got to make sure to go full speed out of bounds. And it's not always easy to do. I always think of Bledsoe. My college coach used to always emphasize this as well. People get hurt on the sidelines. Can't let up at all. But man, the guy is such a dynamic athlete. You got to find ways to do this. Even if we're going to try to be more of a robust, kind of comprehensive drop back passing game potentially, he can still do that. He can still hurdle people. He can still create. So having these naked parts of it built into the system, get him on the edge, alleviate some O-line, drop back pressures. Just look at the creativity. So pump fake, flat, no, get upfield, ball's in your left hand, right hand, hurdle. Just protect yourself on the boundary. Halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I sincerely appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me, so thank you for doing that. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, get even more Quarterback School content over there. We also have Quarterback School courses. Now, these courses are the premium content available through the channel. These are deep dives on all of my favorite football topics. RPOs, pass protection, tempos, how to beat every coverage is the best-selling course, and we even have an entire offensive system available over there. Check them all out, links in the video description. We also have a number of free resources available. You can check those out in the video description. Finally, make sure to follow me across social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here, 80 seconds left, second quarter. This is the bones of 4 vertical with little hinges, seams and hinges. He gets it to the check down. I love kind of dropping the arm angle. We've got a little bit of pressure from the right side in the B gap. Got to get up, dip and rip, put it right on the check down. I love it. I love his ability to dip and rip, the pocket movement, find the check down. Now, I will say, if he didn't have the pressure here, he probably works the seam up top. So for me, this is the bones of the quarterback school logo here. So this looks like 4 verticals to the defense. They've got to protect 4 verticals. It ends up being like what I call hinge on the outside and then seams on the inside. Normally these seams you can work it 2 ways if it's middle field closed. You can either work it away from the middle field player. So if he starts over here, maybe you want to work it down here. I think most people would say work away from rotation. So rotation down here. Let's think about working this seam. The only thing that really takes away that seam is getting rerouted. So if the second level players reroute this seam, meaning get your hands on or make this guy come out and bubble and take too long, then we're not going to have a chance. Now, the other thing that screws us up is pressure. So pressure, he's got to dip and rip. Dip and rip means take that right shoulder, turn it in, protect the ball, and then find the check down. And he's able to dip and rip, come out, find the check down, find the little arm angle, and get it to him. So lots of things going on. Play this thing out like you were playing up top, like you want to throw that seam up top. Can we throw that seam to the number 2? Away from rotation. See him get pushed a little bit of a reroute. I'm off of it, check down. Really nice job. And then again, you add the pass pressure to it, the pocket movement. Appreciate the dip and rip here. Back. Whoop. I mean, it's so elusive, right? Barely, not even going to touch him. And then a little flick arm angle. I love it. Next one, still 2-minute drive situation, 48 seconds, second quarter. I'm not sure what the middle field player is doing here. Probably doing a little bit too much, getting way too much depth. It creates a big hole in the seam, which might be and actually be like an iteration of a clear, I think, for like a mini dagger to our left here. But great job from Lamar seeing it. It looks like he's working his left to right, our right to left, and he's able to just see it and rip it. So first off, when I say someone's doing too much, this idea being that this is the guy who ends up playing the middle of the field. He's standing at the line of scrimmage. So he's trying to get cute and hide it. Well, when he leaves early, he just keeps leaving. He ends up getting in line for concessions back there, and we're able to take what looks like Lamar Jackson at the back of his drop working this way. He says, no, no, no. He's able to come back to his right and just see this seam be that wide open. I think it's paired with like an in. So, I mean, that's just great vision. Great hookup, just playing ball. But again, the Bengals aren't doing themselves any favors here with trying to get cute with this safety play. Run, backpedal, 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 backpedal. I mean, that's way too deep, way too easy for the seam. You can't even touch him when he's on the ground. So really nice job from Lamar looking to our right. No, snap it back, rip it. Then super quick release, flick, nice chunk. I always love seeing what teams come out and call in the third quarter. Right here, they go from bunch to bunch. This is an awesome post up top. This is what happens when you try to invert replace and your corner is too slow to the bottom. So that safety cuts the crosser. Now there's nobody in the middle of the field. The corner can't get back. That's a big time throw. That's a big time route, big time hookup. Just a lot to love here. Love the design. Love the aggressiveness down the field. Great ball from Lamar Jackson too. This thing is weighted perfectly. Little play action. Great pass protection. Ripping that thing. Bring out the driver right on his grill. Outstanding. So much to love about threatening a team vertically with this pass play action. Big chunk down the field. So notice the shift. Bunch to bunch. Okay, now the thing I'm talking about, invert replace. I actually think I have a full video on invert replace. But this idea being that it's middle field closed. So at pre-snap, normally, if they just play this thing straight up, you would say, hey, we don't really like a lot of posts. He kind of nods this thing versus a deep middle field, literally called a post safety in some defenses. That's not a great look. But when we come out here and run what I'm going to call is this crosser here, and they want to play this invert replace so that the middle field player is now cutting this. So he's going to take the crosser, and we're going to have our backside corner need to go full sprint, pass that thing off, and then get to the middle to help with the post. Well, that's great on a whiteboard, but this guy's got to go 1,000 miles an hour the whole way. He can't let up at all when he feels a safety cut. And I think right here, this guy lets up just a tick, and we take advantage of it. So watch that middle field player try to sort this thing out with invert replace. So here comes the over. Safety cuts it. There it is. He's cutting that over. He's not even out of the post yet up top. So we nod up top, and we've got him. Now he sees it, throws it. Now watch the corner at the bottom. Watch the corner just kind of lull and not go 1,000 miles an hour. Chill. Oh, no. Now we got him. That's a hell of a hookup. Big time throw. Nice catch as well. I love the design. I love taking advantage of that invert replace, especially versus teams that try to cut overs like this. Really nice play action as well. Look at that. Nobody around him. Throw a javelin right on his grill. Massive play. Let's go. Next one here, 3rd and 2, touchdown pass. A little sprint out. We're going to throw it to the number 3 in the flat. This is an outstanding design. Great execution from 15 on the little pick rub. It sure looks like Dhani Jones here knows this play is coming on the right. Calls it out. We're going to go out there, and as soon as that defender bubbles over Andrews, he's got no chance. So this is some really precise game planning. Again, I'll hold this thing right at the snap. So really what this play is just a pick for the number 3. So right here, we're going to be going right to the flat. So up and to the flat. Now, if you just did that, it would get covered. But when you add this little rub, so he comes up and kind of gets in the way here, doesn't touch him, but all he does is make this defender bubble over him, and now he can't go make the tackle for the flat. And we essentially just kind of run a kind of get in the way route here, and it kind of opens itself up. But the main route is right here by the number 2. So watch him get up and kind of just like look around and make sure he kind of gets in his way. And then that creates enough space for the flat. So just a really nice job by 15. Up, oh, I accidentally put my ass into you. Whoop, box out. Nice finish there also from Andrews. Making sure he holds onto the ball across the plane. But man, that's a really nice job. And I love it when a defense thinks they know what's coming and still can't stop it. Move the launch point. Flick right on him. Nice catch. Great finish. Touchdown. Next one here to start the 4th quarter. Little pop pass up top to the tight end. Now, this is a really nice job from the center. You don't see centers shotgun snap or snap at all and pop out and do this kind of long trap action very often. Oftentimes it's the guard. But watch the center go here. I mean, that's a really nice job. That's outstanding pass protection. That's a small, tight window we're just ripping that thing into. Again, I always think of Peyton Manning, Tom Brady with this kind of action. I love it with this jet action in front of it as well. So you get all sorts of horizontal stretch. So stretch, and then we're going to get this little pop pass. So up right here. Boop. We're going to also get the center snapping this thing, and then he's going out here. So you get this action, and all this action does is pull these second-level players down. They see an offensive lineman pull. They're not thinking pass very often. So just a really great job of being able to snap it and pull and go block an edge defender in the NFL. I mean, he's holding up. That's awesome. That's really nice. Great pass pro all the way around. Nice call. Love it from Lamar Jackson also ripping it. So from the back here, really be able to see this action. Watch the center. Snap it and go. Lamar Jackson, tight window, right down the hash. Whoop. Split him. Boop. And get it in between, get it between the 2 linebackers and before the safety can collision them. That's a heck of a play. 89, big, strong dude. Nice little chunk. Let's go. Next one here, another missed opportunity for me. This is a inside fade, shock up top, the number 2 inside fade. To me, this ball comes out just flat and far again. It's one of those things where, it would be a great catch, and it probably, I don't know if I want to say it should get caught, but it certainly could have gotten caught. I think Lamar Jackson could just help himself out so much if he ever developed a more consistent base. And maybe I'm just talking to myself here on YouTube. But man, it just feels like he makes life more difficult on himself than it has to be with his footwork. So again, just that base right there is perfect. Just stay there. Don't pop up and come together. It's so hard to be consistent throwing the ball, especially with any kind of touch, because your head, eyes, shoulder level, everything is all out of whack. It's just you have so much unnecessary movement. So inside fade, for me, locked hitch, stick. That's the shock concept LSU made famous. Down here, I think they have inside fade and like slant. Lots of great options here. I mean, middle field closed, press on the inside fade. That's a premium look. If we can just iron out anything about this footwork ever to not be so clicky and pogo sticky to pop straight up, toesy at the top. Just think it would help him so much with his consistency because he can make that throw. He makes that throw really quickly, and that ball could have been caught. It can be all of those things. But we're talking about going to school playing quarterback here. Just that footwork that part right there. And I know he's got some issues off the right tackle here. He's got to get up a little bit. Our left guard is putting his head down, getting bulldozed. But man, just that's so close to being a touchdown. Man. Another funky 2nd and long here. 0 pressure for me. This is a nice job working up top to what I'm going to guess is a crosser that turns into a hot slant. It's a great job from Lamar Jackson getting the ball out. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the Bengals are trying to do with this, what I would consider a pretty easy look. And they're not really getting home with what they're asking 57 to do. So for my money here, this is like a fake tunnel down here to the bottom. So we're going to run like a little, if we had all sorts of time, it would be one of those things where we come out here, we're going to fake block here and get up into the wheel, probably where the ball is designed to go. This little like fake tunnel screen right here. That to me is normally paired with a like Y cross air raid. Well, verse 0 here. So this is about as clean a 0 look as you get, right? Everybody punt rush with birds on a fence. This thing now turns into like hot slant, put it right on him. So just a really nice job operating within what I would consider a robust, comprehensive NFL drop back game, which we haven't seen from the Ravens. It's just refreshing, man. It brings a smile to my face. See a quarterback operate, get the ball out of its hands verse 0, put it on him, take advantage of it. Let's go. And the last one here, 3rd and 5, touchdown pass up top, inside fade again. We've had 2 close calls. This time we hit it. This time I love the footwork a lot more. There's no heel click. It's much more decisive. It's not the same type of throw just because we're in the tight red area. It's a little bit more true fadey versus kind of down the field. But I think the footwork is significantly cleaner. I think the ball's exactly where he wants. He's got great touch. I think sometimes when he pops up, the ball comes out flat. But for me, I mean, what are the Bengals doing here defensively? They're just making things way too easy. I mean, this is as clean as it gets. Bump across the board, middle field close, 3rd and 5. We've already gapped you like twice here. We just haven't hit it yet. They come back to it. Again, footwork-wise, just pay attention to the base, y'all. When he hits that back foot, there is no heel clickiness. There is no wasted movement. He gets that back foot on the ground, and it's out. All those cleats are in the ground. It's not quite as like bounce around as it normally is. See how he is so definitive at the back? Boom, it's out. His feet never come together. And then it's great touch. Right there in the bucket. Nice adjustment as well. That's awesome, man. So he can certainly do it. And that's the thing about it. I mean, these are way too easy looks. Great job from Lamar Jackson. Big day, nice win. So that is a wrap. Lamar Jackson, nice win on the road. Really fun for me to see him thrive, look good in a little bit more of what I would consider a comprehensive, robust Sunday NFL passing structure and system. From just kind of what it was in the past and all the limitations of what that passing game looked like, this looks so much better to me. And I know it's early on, but we saw some play action shots. We saw some timing, some rhythm. We saw him beating 0. We saw him getting the ball out on time. We saw him being really decisive with where the ball goes. Now, was every throw perfect? No. I think some of the things that we've seen in the past on this channel about his base, his footwork, lead to some inconsistencies, and they get exposed down the field as the ball gets further and further away from him. But overall, man, still dynamic athlete. Fun to see him and what this system will look like as they continue to grow over the course of the season. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.